If you walk by a noodle place and all you hear is pussy eating noises, that's how you know the food is good.
Yeah.
Good noodles and good pussy. It should make you sound like a big dog drinking water in the summer. Like that's how you know. That's how you know the food is good. 晚上好，欢迎来到收档后的喜剧派。Today, I'm going to teach you how to piss off Italian people and Chinese people in one video with one dish. If you think back about 5-6 years, I think it was 5-6 years when Chef became popular. Was that 5-6 years or 10 years ago? Anyways, Jean Favreau, he made the movie Chef. And there's that one scene where Scarlett Johansson is wetter than I've ever seen any human being because he made a bowl of garlic oil noodles. Aglio olio. Now there's nothing wrong with that. But it got me thinking. There is something that tastes a lot better, which is scallion oil noodles. A classic. Now, as a half Shanghainese boy, this is something that I grew up with, but that's not really a fair statement because a lot of everyone in this great country grew up with the same broke people food that everybody else did. So today we're going to teach you how to make that. Going back to the prep, when we were a little bit busy earlier in the afternoon, my colleagues got some insert shots. So what we did was we chopped up equal portions of Chinese leeks, the whites of Chinese scallions or green onions, depending on where you're from, and some red onions and or shallots, depending on where you live. That with oil in equal portions inside a big rondo or saute pan at a low heat, and you let it ride and tick over for hours on end until you start seeing light caramelization on the edges of all the veg. You're looking for a very soft, gummy texture with a nice caramel brown around the edges. Don't be afraid to let it ride for a long, long time. That's how we're going to extract all the fat-soluble flavors in our alliums. Let me teach you how to finish this sauce off. This is one of my favorite measuring utensils. If you spend any time watching Asian cooking with like the big, round, shiny men with the woks, this is essentially how we're doing the measuring. We use this as our measuring cup, our spoon, our ladle, our spatula, our dishing implement. This is 就是一个勺子打遍天下. You grab your little measuring ladle and you use it as the frame of reference for everything you want. 2 spoons of your delicious scallion oil. In here goes some oyster sauce. A little bit of dark soy for coloring. At the same time goes in some white soy. I could have used like typical Lee Kum Kee, Golden, Superior, or whatever, but I was too lazy to go back there and get it. And you want the exact same measurement in water, just to water it down. So however much flavoring you're putting in there is however much water you want to put in there. If you want a chickeny vibe, then go for a little bit of this chicken juice over here. It's really hard to make something like this taste not good with all these sauces in them. All right, cool. Now, as it boils, you'll see the fat kind of boiling into the seasoning base, and that's sort of what you want. This is also a great time to grab some of your scallions themselves, and let them ride along with your flavor base. Oh, fuck yeah. Now, what you're doing is on a low heat, letting those charred onions re-soften and infuse with the flavor base that you just introduced to your scallion oil. And right now, I wish you could smell this. This is my grandpa's kitchen on a lazy Sunday afternoon. This is that one really ghetto trash hole in the wall that doesn't look like a restaurant with the red plastic seats. If you've been to China, you know what I'm talking about. Serving you squatted on the outside next to a garbage can kind of vibes. 你知道我在说什么吗，老师？就是大排档香的一个特征就是小板凳，然后呢，整个肢体姿势是非常不舒服的。然后你吃完这顿饭，需要拿一瓶矿泉水来洗手，大概率你吃了一顿很香的大排档的东西，是吧？就这个动作。All right, cool. So let's see. Perfect. Some noodles. Now, we're very blessed to have really good vendors of noodles for dirt cheap out here, but you can buy these once again at your Asian grocers for pennies on the dollar. Don't bother salting the water. I know the Italians. Don't bother salting the water. I know the pasta aficionados amongst you will really want to, but I don't necessarily believe that it's necessary, especially for Asian applications, because generally speaking, This is really fucking salty. You don't need more over here. While that's boiling over, I'm gonna chop up a little bit of garnish. Cool. Beautiful. Now, you can use a strainer if you want to. I'm not gonna bother. This is fine. So I always tend to undercook my noodles by Asian standards. Sorry, by Chinese standards. Oh. All right, and honestly, that's it, man. You can serve. So, grab a nice, generous bowl, lift out your beautifully lubed noodles, and please, for the love of God, do not make a big fuss about plating it. The more you plate honest food, the more you take away from it. That is almost perfect for me, but because I can't leave well enough alone, grab some more of these toasty scallions just to garnish up on top. A nice generous handful of minced scallion greens to finish off. Oh, that's so ironic that I spent all this time talking about Asian food and I don't have a pair of chopsticks in my fucking restaurant. All right. I have an idea. 等我一下. I found them. White people chopsticks. Look at that. Oh. And as with any good bowl of Asian noodles, you want to eat these so loudly that everyone in your neighborhood hates you. I need a moment. Give me a second. So, there's this skill that older Chinese people have. The ability to vacuum a bowl of boiling hot noodles into your mouth and rapid cool them and swallow them at the same time. Remember when we were kids? You would see like an uncle go the moment the noodles show up. It's very grapefruit technique-y.
You'll get cancer.
Thank you for that input. Thank you. So, today on the plate we're gonna put two dishes. One is this roasty, more traditional, authentic version. The other one is sort of a riff that we have. It's gonna be ginger, scallion, garlic made into sort of a puree and used as a sauce to finish the same noodles. It's gonna look a lot douchier than this one, but it's not necessarily gonna taste better. But we'll see. I'm just trying to try some new ideas out. All right, cool. So in this pan is garlic and ginger that I've roughly chopped, and then I have poured over a fuck ton of hot oil directly on top of my rough chopped veg. Take the oil and be very, very careful and slowly pour over your aromatics until the sizzling stops. And you'll end up with this. Perfectly softened garlic where the ginger and the smaller bits are a little bit caramelized around the edges. Water is boiling and this is a perfect time for me to just pour it directly over. Pull these out the moment they stop getting greener. Remember, I don't want these soft. I'm not making like a douchey Scandinavian 16 Michelin star restaurant green oil. Oh, yeah. This is exactly where I want to be. You can wring it out if you want to, if you're anal retentive. I never bother. So that's done. Gonna let it hang out there. Don't be afraid of it going blonde or gray or olive green. You're not doing this to run a restaurant. If you are, yeah, sure, shock it in ice, but it's gonna taste fine either way. It's not gonna go beige in like the moment you look away from it. Don't let other food videos scare you. It's not, you have much more room for error than you think you do. Yeah? Cool. So in the blender it goes. Make sure you get all of that ghetto gangster goodness. Oh, by the way, at this point, I don't know what your guys' opinions are on it, but here in China, we get a lot of negative commentary from our Chinese viewers about smoky oil giving you cancer. Oil doesn't break down nearly that fast. If you really, really want to look into it, I recommend you watch an array of other creators on your respective platforms in regards to oil and oil breakdown temperatures and food safety. Long story short, you have to ram oil with temperature for a long time before it gets that unhealthy. So calm down. All right. On your blender, don't be afraid if it doesn't have as much horsepower as mine does. Just let it ride until it's the smoothness you want. Now let's set this guy to work. Any second now, you'll see it turn into a nice, douchey Lamborghini green color. This is gonna end terribly for me. Now, in the meantime, you have some choices. If it was me, I would shamelessly season with nor touch of taste. For salt, I'm gonna go exclusively with white soy. It's essentially just unaged soy sauce. And it will help me maintain the color that we've worked so hard to keep. Drink, my friend, drink deeply. That's exactly where I want to be texture-wise. I'm not going to get it perfectly smooth, but then again, nothing has to be perfectly smooth. It's not baby food, right? Don't ever insult me like that. 罗勒酱. Do you ever fucking compare this to... Actually, no, it is kind of like pesto. It's like a South Asian chimichurri, right? Cool. Awesome. So, let's put that back in the half pan that we have here. Once again, hot pot of water boiling on top. If we did this with pasta, do you think that... Fine, let's do it with pasta that are more expensive and cuntier to cook. Salt the water like any good Italian would. Right now I can hear so many people being so angry about how you didn't use enough water. You didn't use enough salt. You have to wait for it to boil properly. Now all I need is Scarlett Johansson to watch me cook noodles. I don't understand what the fantasy was. Oh, all right, this is cooked in the... Ow. Not even close. See, if this was the noodle that we just used, we'd be home already. Oh my God, this is taking fucking forever. That's so al dente. No, I'm gonna try to do this every 3 minutes there's an asshole ordering noodles, so we need the water. All right, cool. So, noodles are cooked with a little bit of extra water, as you know, in good pasta fashion. In goes a little bit of our sauce here. And mix, 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 finish the sauce. All right, go in there, check for seasoning. I'm really happy with that. Maybe a little bit of black pepper on top. Here we go. Beautiful, cool. And, all right, let's go for this one. Cool. No, I got this, I got this, I got this. Yeah. Yeah, where's my Michelin star? White cooks think I have decent knife skills, but really, it's not important. And because David Chang exists, for some reason people think that we all put sesame seeds on everything. So here we go. And here we are. Fusion noodles. That's the civilized version, and then now we can do like the modern cook version. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's go. Oh fuck. Damn it, that's actually really nice. Shit. I wanted this to be like a... Fuck, that's actually really good. You want to try? Yeah. Fucking nice. With like the Szechuan red oil that we make in-house that we garnish with. This is like a really weird sort of middle of the country Chuancai vibe, you know? Like the red oil sort of takes it for a really long walk. 很多很多这种很香菜川菜的那种，对不对？来一口不？啊！操！本来是想吐槽一波的，没想到是不是很优雅？卷来卷，卷呀卷。 Like, that's how you know. That's how you know the food is good. Anyways, look, it's fucking late. Should we go home?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this short little video. I'm really glad I had the chance to bullshit with you guys and show you a noodle that I grew up with, that I'm truly in love with, and one that I might fall in love with a little bit later. I'm not too sure how I feel about this yet. It's new to me, but it's actually really tasty. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. 我们改天再聊。